They feel like it was a dehumanizing experience as they stood outside of the club, and they were absolutely sure the reason why they were getting passed up and other people were going in.
Cassie, we've experienced this out in L.A.
Yes, we have. Well, yes, we have. Here's the thing. Kristen and I would used to go to LA for different music festivals or music award shows. I think it was the
American Music Awards.
Thank you. And we would go out, and like the company like would host stuff, so obviously we'd get in no problem. But then one day we went to this club where somebody had told me they were in already and they were going to get us in, and we show up looking like smoke shows. And poor Kristen, I made her leave the bar that we were at and having a great time. I'm like, no, we got to go to this hot club. Like, come on, I know people. I got this, because Kristen always has a hookup. You have to understand. Kristen always gets in places, is always VIP, is always hooking me up, and I'm like, finally, this one time I could get her in somewhere. Well, this joker who told me that he was at the club wasn't. He told me there was a list. There wasn't. So we get to the door. I'm like, no problem. Like, we're talking with people online. I'm trying to be like, is there a code? Like, can you get us in?
Like, and the Uber had dropped us off, and like our rideshare was gone.
Yes.
So.
And it was a line. And so, but we're looking good. Like, we're dressed up to go out in LA, and we get up to the front, and they're letting people in. And the line's moving at a fairly good clip, like, right? And they're like, sorry, we're full. And I'm like, God, if Kristen was here alone, because I'm hot, but Kristen is hot. And I'm like, I was like, I'm sorry, I barred entry for the two of us.
I have had this happen in Los Angeles to me also. It was at what's that famous hotel? As a Chateau Marmont.
Uh-huh.
They got a little bar, clubby area, right? And I went out to Los Angeles to visit my friend Dolvette, who was on Biggest Loser. He's a model. He's a trainer.
He's a good-looking dude.
He's a great-looking guy. And you know what? When he went out to L.A., he attracted nothing but equally great-looking friends. Okay? So when I get out there, we all decide that we're going to go to Chateau Marmont. We're going to hang out, right? And there's a line, it's about 100 feet long, and all 5 of us are in line. And you talk about a humiliating experience. So his 4 friends go in before me, right? And they let them all in, and the bouncer literally puts his hand on my chest. Like, not you, bro.
No way.
Yes.
So,
wow.
But thank you for making me feel better, because we got into Chateau Marmont with 0 issues. By the way, it's lame inside.
Yeah,
Is it?
It's not worth it.
I thought it was going to be like Studio 54, because Lindsay Lohan, like, it's always you hear about celebs at Chateau Marmont. It was like on my bucket list. And we're at the bar, and I'm like, Where's James Franco? Where's this? I think we had a moment where we're like, yeah, let's bounce.
Yeah.
So
it's not
I remember him putting his hand on my chest, and then my Dolvette and his friends looking back like, oh, little buddy. And then they all came out to like,
oh, okay.
We all went to somewhere else because I couldn't get in, man.
Yeah.
But it hurt.
That's no man behind.
That's a friendship deal breaker. If they went in and left you outside.
Well, in L.A., I'm surprised they even looked back. They could have been in there 2 hours. And I think the bouncer's just like, sorry, short guy, we're not letting you in there, man.
So there's these 2 plus-size models, Gabriella Helikas and Alexa J, and they are virally blasting an LA hotspot called the Highlight Room for allegedly denying them access into the club due to the sizes of their bodies.
Hi guys, so we're feeling absolutely sick to our stomachs about what happened last night, so we are here to share with you what happened. I got invited to Highlight Room last night for my friend's birthday. It was a group of like 15 girls. I was definitely the biggest in the group, waiting in line to meet up with the promoter. I ran into Ella. It was like amazing. We're gonna have so much fun up there. So the promoter starts letting in the whole group of girls, and right when it gets to me at the front, the bouncer puts the rope in front, looks me up and down, and says, yeah, not tonight.
Wow.
I mean, that's just humiliating. And if you look at these girls, like, they're beautiful. So it's not like, I can understand if a club has a dress code and you're not up to their dress code. I get it. You have rules, but like that's just wrong.
I mean, I think one of them was in like Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
They're models.
Yeah, they're models. They're beautiful.
Models that were in Sports Illustrated.
And so people who say like fat discrimination doesn't exist. I mean, I know it's a club. It's a club, right? Like in the grand scheme of things. But could you imagine getting all dressed up, taking the time to go out with your friends? You're excited to party. everyone in your group gets in, and then the bouncer looks you up and down as like, you're not good enough because you're overweight. Like, not only the humiliation you would feel, but the night being ruined. Like, it's just, it's gross and it's nasty.
So I have told you guys, and this is fact what I'm going to tell, because this came from the manager of the place that worked there. I'm not going to mention what the name of the club is, but this particular hotel chain has like high-end clubs, and they're just kind of known for it. They're based out of New York, but they've got these hotels all over the world. So he would tell me that as a manager of this place, there was a camera inside of the club that HQ in New York would take a look at the clientele at the bars. And if they didn't like what they saw, as far as the women and guys go at bars, they would actually call the manager on the phone after watching everybody in the club and go, there are 2 girls on the left side of the bar. Who let them in and why?
What?
That is creepy.
Yep. And it happened all the time at this establishment.
I have an uncle who he's been a bodyguard of a ton of really high-name celebrities, and when he retired, he started to do bouncing work like all over New York at some of the most popular places, and things like that happen at every single one of them. Like the stories he tell me, they're horrible about who they let in. It's really never truly based on what you wear. It's based on who you are, your ethnicity, how you look, all of the things that shouldn't matter.
You know what that tells me? If you're gatekeeping like that and you have to have clientele that looks a certain way, then your club or your bar isn't good enough. It is boring as hell, and the only way you're going to get people to come is to stock the pond with models and let them do the job for you.
Yeah, which a lot of them do as well, is they will stack the bar, stack the club with models, and that's the image that they want.
Gross. Now I'm angry. Now you have me pissed off, and I have no one to be angry at.
I'm sorry.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.